truth. The truth. The truth. That's the line. The truth. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, The Truth, back at it again with another video. If you are not subscribed and you like the content, hit that subscribe button. But let's get right into it. Your boy is on his hip-hop Spencer Cornelia today. We are exposing Poetik Flakko. So I am a pretty casual no-jumper viewer. I definitely don't catch every single video. So when Poetik Flakko showed up on the show, I was wondering who he was. What was his deal? Why was he on No Jumper? I feel like they never explained this. They never gave us a background on him. And if they did, I missed that video. Right away, I noticed he just didn't fit in with the No Jumper crowd. He dressed a little different. He talked a little different. Most of the people on No Jumper have their own style. Whether you like how they dress or not, it doesn't really matter. You got to admit they have their own style. They bring some swag to the No Jumper show. And then comes Flakko, looking kind of goofy, kind of nerdy. The dude definitely does not fit in. His fits are whack. His style is whack.
His jewelry, whack. His foot stance, whack. The way that he talks, whack. The way that he doesn't even like to smile, whack. Me, I'm tight as fuck.
So recently, a video was made exposing Poetik Flakko, credit Trippy Playboy. In this video, he says that there was a woman who called into the FBI with allegations Poetik Flakko was threatening her. There's another man who's also saying Poetik Flakko hired some gay people to come do something to him. It's all really kind of confusing. Before we get into all that, before we talk about Flakko beefing with Whack 100, before we talk about Flakko getting spit on, before we talk about Flakko saying Young Thug deserves to be in jail, let's find out where this dude comes from.
All right, well, where'd you grow up at?
Yeah, man, so I was born in Liberia, right?
First off, I gotta say, this dude answers questions with way too much information. He gets asked a question and goes off for like 5 minutes when it could have been answered very quickly.
So, right, yeah, so my dad won a lottery in 1999 and then came to America for me to come here. So, like, I stayed in Philly, like, probably, like, briefly, like a few months or so, and then we moved to North Dakota.
So, born in Liberia and then raised in North Dakota.
North Dakota, okay, was there a city or was it like?
Fargo, North Dakota.
What is it?
Fargo, North Dakota.
Okay.
Yeah, right, it's kind of like, it's like the main city in, like, North Dakota, right? So, like, like, when people, like, think about, like North Dakota, they think about, like, the rural area, a bunch of snow bunnies.
No, they don't. Ask someone about North Dakota, not a single person is going to tell you they think about snow bunnies.
You feel me? Like the oil boom, right? So we were like 6 hours away from like the oil boom city. That's where like pretty much damn near like every like guy from Chicago is like moving to like Williston now, right? Because it's like a big like oil boom and they're paying like $40 an hour, right? So we live like 7 hours away from that, right? So we were in like a city, so like I kind of got like the feel of a bigger city kind of, but it was still kind of like the small town thing going on. So I kind of got like a, like a mixture of both.
He did not just say he grew up in a big city environment in North Dakota. Fuck is you talking about, Flakko?
And you lived there your whole life, growing up and everything after that?
Yeah.
You went to, what was high school like for you there?
Bro, like high school was crazy, right? Because like in high school, like it's kind of weird, right? Because like in high school,
like what the fuck are you talking about? Just answer the question.
Right, like little backhead, right? That even like teachers hate, right? So for the teachers to hate you, and then for the kids to think you were also like a dweeb and a nerd, that's kind of crazy, right? Because you would think like the nerd would be like the teacher's friend. So high school is rough, man, right?
So basically he's saying he was a nerd in high school, but he wasn't the type of nerd who the teachers liked. Everybody hated him. Makes sense, huh?
Like I excelled in school, like I took my studies like real seriously, but like they just hated me because I was just like super cocky, arrogant kid, who just thought I was better than like everybody, man. But eventually, life humbled me, man.
So you were an arrogant, cocky kid who everybody hated. Later on in life, you got a job at No Jumper, and you were an arrogant, cocky adult who everybody hated.
You played sports?
Yeah, tennis.
Tennis? Okay.
Yeah, man. On first singles, bro, I was killing it.
Why am I not surprised that of all sports, this dude played tennis? Okay, so now we know where he was born, how he grew up, how his high school was. So eventually he got into hip hop, and I guess he wanted to be a blogger. But I found this on Soundcloud, so I guess he wanted to be a rapper. So that is under his real government name. I blew up the picture and I put an older picture when he was a little skinnier next to it. And yeah, that's him in the bow tie. Definitely his SoundCloud account.
But I would say like really early on, probably at the age of like 6 or 7 years old, I got like super into like Nelly. And then like I like really discovered hip hop, like meaning like this is like the guy where it's like like he really like brought me into hip hop and said this bro like it's for you. It's probably like I'll say Drake.
Nothing against Nelly or Drake, but I think that says a lot about Flakko. While I was raised on Mobb Deep and Capone and Noriega, this dude is listening to Nelly.
How'd you get your name?
Yo, so Poetik Flakko, all right, man.
Pause. Look at those pit stains.
So
is it Flakko or Poetik Flakko?
It's like Poetik Flakko. Like Rocky came in, he started like calling himself Pretty Boy Flakko, like the prettiest dark skinned nigga, right? So again, I think highly of like myself, right? Like I also think I'm probably like the like the prettiest dark skinned nigga that I know. Name of like Flakko from like ASAP Rocky and add Poetik, because at that time my like rap name was Poetic Genius and like Lyrical Genius, right? So as I got into like the YouTube, that kind of like just like stuck with me, right? So
I gotta say, this dude is super cringe. He thinks so highly of himself, but what has he really done? He started a YouTube channel and somehow got onto No Jumper. Adam, how did that happen? So at some point he started a YouTube channel. Looks like he just bit Academic's whole style. That's why Academics was pissed at him. I'm guessing maybe Adam saw the channel and invited him down to No Jumper. I'm really not sure how he ended up on No Jumper, but once he got to No Jumper, he just started beefing with everybody. Without further ado, let's just run the clip of him getting spit on and almost getting his ass whooped.
How did you and Kevo get into it to begin with?
he was cloud chasing off
Man,
Kevo.
shut up. I just said let the man talk.
What'd you say, Kevo?
Bro, suck my dick, bro. That's a
Hey, stop
bro.
playing before I smack the
bro,
shit out you.
do it.
Hey, no. Watch out, we ain't doing that here. Anybody about to jump in, bro? Watch out.
I'll beat the fuck out of you.
No, man, shut up.
Beat the fuck out you, but motherfucker put you on your own. The B-boy, stop playing with me.
So Flakko came to No Jumper with that same high school energy, which he thought he was the shit. He wasn't quiet. He wasn't humble. He was expressing opinions that maybe he should have kept quiet, but he kept pushing it and pushing it, leading to all types of beefs, eventually getting spit on, and then getting exposed.
And this brings us to Poetik Flakko's third run-in with the law, in which it involves defamation of Leon honor, in which Poetik Flakko accused him of being a closet homosexual. And apparently Leon claims that Poetik Flakko hired gay men from Craigslist. Can you believe that? Gay men from Craigslist to just talk down and rub smut on this man's name.
So then once like Coach Patel, kind of like took me like under his wings, bro, I started going hard at it, bro. I'm talking about like dropping a video like every day, following Umar Johnson's every move, right? So then after about like 6 months of doing that, I realized that it was time to go. Once a weirdo hired a girl.
I hate how this dude can't just spit shit out. Let me cut to the end of this.
He hired this girl to say, yo, I'm the ex-girlfriend of like Poetik Flakko, and like we broke up because he scammed me, like he stole my, like he stole like my money, my credit cards, and then also too, I found him having a fucking orgy with like 4 guys, right?
So there's allegations of Flakko hiring gay males to put smut on someone's name, and now there's allegations of Flakko having an orgy with a bunch of dudes.
I'm going to tell you guys this right now, that what has taken place and what has been taking place over the last couple of days with an individual by the name of Frederick Jallah. It is criminal, and the individuals who are participating in this criminal activity, they will be brought to justice.
Frederick Jallah is Flakko's real name. This is a beef he had a year ago when his YouTube was on some other shit. I guess after this beef, he switched up his channel and started doing more hip-hop academics bites.
A woman called the FBI and told them that she was sexually threatened by Poetik Flakko, in which he said that he was going to sexually assault her if he saw her. He said he would sexually assault a female.
Here we have even more allegations against Flakko. I think it's safe to say Flakko is a whole ass weirdo and should be fired off of No Jumper. I mean, come on, he's saying stuff like this.
Wait though, but why do you want Young Thug to be free, my nigga?
What do you mean?
What?
He's the
Break that
homie.
down, though.
One of the greatest artists of our generation.
One of the most innovation.
All right, Flakko.
So let's recap and wrap all this up. Flakko, raised in North Dakota, but thinks he was raised in a big city, started a YouTube channel, tried to copy academics. Somehow he got on No Jumper. I still don't have that information. If anybody knows, leave a comment, because I want to know how he got on No Jumper in the first place. Got on No Jumper, came with that arrogant attitude, gave a lot of opinions and ran his mouth, and he wasn't very popular with not only the own crew of No Jumper, but if you go through the comments, everyone hates on Flakko. The whole No Jumper crew said they're not sticking up for him anymore, and he's about to get an ass whooping, and if it happens, they're not going to intervene. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, where Adam is going to take this. Is he going to milk it for the views, or is he going to fire Flakko? Hashtag fire Flakko. This dude is way too arrogant. He needs to be humble. He got put in a great position on No Jumper, and he took it for granted, acting like he's above everyone else when he's the new guy. Flakko got his 15 minutes of fame, but now that can be over. If Adam fires him, I don't see why anyone would continue watching him. It might be all over for Flakko just as quick as it started. Let me know what you think about this situation in the comments. Once again, this has been your boy The Truth, aka Paul Pierce, aka George Washington, because I cannot tell a lie, and I'm out.